time. Because I'm gonna go back 40 years, 45 years.
Time's up. Next. Who's next? Who's next?
Thank you very much, Dan.
Thank you.
Point of order.
I first met Bob at the Brockport Park. Okay, so it's easy for you to say. At the Brock Park golf course where we were playing in an amateur tournament. Both of us took the gas in the tournament. But it was okay for me because next week I saw him an ad in the rodeo paper. But let me see, what else can I say about Bob? Bob has been he's worth living for. Bob and I have played golf. We have gone fishing. We turned over in a boat together. We've been drunk together. I don't know what else. I can't say anything bad about him because I don't remember it.
Exactly.
I love it.
Oh, thank you.
All right. I want to say something.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'd just like to simply say that I knew Bob's father very, very and because of Sid, and he passed away early, I met Bob, his son. And from that minute on, many long time, he and I, his lovely wife, and my wife, and she passed away, and Laura, we have had many lovely times together, including the Houston Open, Raven Country Club here, and so forth. And I just would like to say that they're two of the loveliest people that we have ever known, and I wish them everything there is from here on.
Take a lesson.
Take a lesson, what? What do you want from me?
You're gonna say something?
Yeah.
You want me to say something?
You're too old. I mean, you're too young.
No, why don't you do a flip?
A flip?
He's almost 50.
I'm not gonna do a flip.
No.
You would think.
Hold on, I gotta get set up for this.
Oh, God.
As the accident.
Man, what is that? Good.
What is it?
That's for later.
No.
Hold on, I just gotta
Close
set up.
up. I'm going.
It's not ticking, so you're all right.
Did it connect?
What's it gonna do?
Yes, it's
I
gonna,
don't know.
It's gonna blow you up.
Don't worry.
technology, whatever.
I'm just gonna make sure it's connected. All right.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Low tech.
beat.
Several pages.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh.
All right.
All right, go.
So, 70 years ago, and 9 months, two people must have been drinking heavily, and came together to form. Excuse me, my apologies. That's probably inappropriate to say. Let me start again. 70 years ago, and 9 months, two wonderful individuals created life. My father, Robert Clay Mueller, born July 22nd, 1945 in Galveston, Texas. But he grew up just outside of San Antonio in Bandera. From what I know, he was a hard worker enjoying life on the ranch. He was a bull rider in his prime. But when having to enlist in the military, he chose the Air Force because that was his safest bet not to get killed.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it makes me think. You rode bulls for sport, but you were worried about dying in the Air Force. But you weren't worried about a bull hooking you? No.
Long story.
All right. While in the Air Force, he learned how to cut hair, which was a smart choice because he had 3 boys, so he saved thousands of dollars on haircuts by doing them himself. They were generally all good except for the 1 year where he decided to shave our heads. I guess you got tired of cutting and you were just like,
Exactly.
too much. All right, the incredible Mr. Fix-It. That's what they call you. Well, Mom, she calls you something different.
Yeah.
And I really can't say it amongst these fine individuals here tonight, but it starts with S. It rhymes with hit and ends with head. Just kidding.
I know.
She calls you Mr. Grumpy. But let's be serious for a minute. I personally grew up idolizing you. You may not know this, but not only are you my idol, but you're also my hero. You're always there for me when I need you most. especially when I have a leaky pipe in my house. But then again, all these people are here for that same reason.
Exactly.
So I guess you're not really there for me at all.
Hey, Greg.
You're always there when I need confidence booster in my golf game. So let's be honest. Your golf game stays consistently second to mine.
Oh, man.
Even when I take 2 years off. I had to throw it in there. This is like a roast. This is like a roast.
Yeah.
All right. But let's be honest again. It's not every day that a child gets to tell their parents how much they love them and how proud they are to call them theirs. I stand here today to tell you that I'm proud to be your son, and I wouldn't have it any other way. We weren't the richest family in the world, but you and Mom raised us with rich qualities and values that we will pass on to our children. You taught us how to love, respect, and honor each other. You taught us how to appreciate and to care. And I have something that Sean wanted to add because our oldest brother could not be here. And he wants me to say to you that...
It's a small world.
No.
Oh.
Wait for it. Sean wants me to pass along how much they love you and how much the boys love you as well. And they're always talking about Bob the Builder. And how proud he is to call you his dad as well. And how much of a wonderful experience it was to share the Masters with you. So that was from Sean. I also want to say thank you to everybody that came here tonight. It means a lot to not only our family, but to my father as well. To our out-of-town guests, my mom's sister Elaine over here from Tucson. We got his brother Dick and Gretchen from Valley Mills. We got the Barclays from Rockport. We appreciate you guys coming. Now, before I give the toast, I got to give just a small list of my dad's favorite things, because if you know anything about him, that you know he loves barbecue, he loves crossword puzzles, he likes his rum, he loves his dogs, he likes golf, NASCAR, bull riding, country dancing, and most importantly, he loves his favorite song. And if you know him well, so, raise your glass to my dad.
How do you turn that off? God,
You're welcome.
shit.
Shoot yourself. That was great.
There you go.
Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Hello. That's true.
I don't have anything profound to say, but he is a good man. Profound enough. Greg, Gage, Sean, who's not here. They're two guys I love. I'd do anything for you. So sorry. I'm proud of you. I'm glad you're younger than me. just my mind.
Thank you.
Just my mind. And we're about equal in golf, but it's so bad that, who cares? So, you children should be very proud of this man, and you should be proud of him too. He's a great guy. I love you.
Absolutely.
I came to maybe the wrong party. I thought this was a celebration of a birthday today. Well, it turns out that I want to thank the person, and I think we'll toast the person who's responsible for all this, as we celebrate her 10th anniversary of her 59th birthday. So Phyllis, happy birthday.
Not everybody knows how old I am.
How can they possibly think
Thank you,
that way?
Craig.
I've known Bob since probably about 1980. And over the years, we've become very, very good friends. But one of the things that he has been very helpful for me, when I'm out of town, I get these strange calls from my wife. and she wants me to fix something and I'm 500 miles away. So she has learned that she calls the backup. That's Bob. And Bob is just so helpful. He'll come over. He was out of town that particular day. We were having a water leak, and it's running down our driveway. And I'm telling you, go turn the water off at the house. She didn't know how to do that. Thank you, dear, but you've learned. And we go on. So anyway, he shows up the next day, and he looks all over the house. And there is nothing going on in our house. He's bright enough to go look over the fence. And our neighbors had somehow left open actually somebody turned on their water in their backyard. Flooded their backyard and was coming down our driveway. He figured out how to fix that. So it resolved a lot of issues that weekend and I got home okay. And Gail was much better. But he's fixed everything from electrical problems on my house to broken bricks, finding extra things. Anyway, he's been a great friend in that. His fees are very reasonable. We appreciate that. On another note, Bob has been probably my biggest supporter over the years at the bank. We go back many, many years over in the bank business. So he was there. One of the fun things I had in my life as we did some changeover in the bank and I became president and CEO. He got to introduce me to the entire staff as the new president and CEO. And that was a great emotional moment for me, and I will never forget that. And Bob, I appreciate that very much, and for all your support and friendships over the years. To hear happy birthday.
Thank you. Dead meat now.
No, because I may need you again, so a fool I am not. But we go back because we were neighbors, all of us. And my son was probably their fourth son. And he used to show up at their house at 8 or 9 o'clock at night with a project that was due the next day at school. He didn't tell us that Bob saved his little butt quite a few times. And the best was we had an office that got broken into at 2 o'clock in the morning, and of course we were out at the office, and I didn't call him until 8 o'clock. But Bob, it's only water, but to you and to Phyllis and your wonderful kids, l'chaim.
Rebuttal. Carew, thank you. Yes, he was a really good friend of my father's.
I love you.
And, yeah, he was lucky enough to be on the first trip of my great investment on a 72-foot sailboat in St. Thomas. And we invited a mutual friend and his significant other. So we got to watch about 2 weeks worth of toe sucking. But, you know, it happens. You know, on a boat, things happen. And he's also the person who got me, as he said, in the Golf Association, Houston Golf Association. And every time he moved up, I got to move up. And then he got to be chairman of the Celebrity Pro-Am. And as such, he had to MC the big party after the Wednesday Pro-Am. And I had never known this about him before. But about 2 hours before, he said, "Bob, you're gonna have to do it." I looked at him, I said, "What are you talking about, Carew?" And he said, "You're gonna have to be on that stage." I said, "Well, what's the problem?" He said, "Man, I can't get on that stage with 4,000 people in front of me. I'm gonna go absolutely numb. I don't know what to, I'm scared to death." Now, you gotta understand, this is the most opinionated person in the entire universe. He's got an opinion about everything. He's never been lost for words, as long as it's you against him. 4,000 people, however, it's a different story. Well, as it turned out, he made me famous. Sort of. Maybe that's infamous, I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, we've had a long friendship and a lot of fun. Playing golf in Dorado Beach.
But Bob, he told me that was the worst mistake he ever made.
Well, maybe that's true.
He's talking about, I'm giving the award to Dale Roberts.
Mr. Woodruff, on the other hand, I can't say anything about it.
Good.
No.
Just keep walking.
Keep on walking. No,
It's a long story.
This is the only stockbroker I know that when you go, Jim, I got a little money, I need to know how to invest it, what should I buy? And he would go, well, if I were you, I'd just buy a bond. He won't give you an advice on any stock, none, because he doesn't want to be held responsible when it goes south. I assume that's
Wise.
yeah. Yeah. And he was lucky enough to meet a very, very wonderful lady. Yes. I don't know how he got that lucky. He's never been that lucky in his life, but he did. No. Okay. Dr. Beck, DJ. No, I actually, as it turned out, I probably knew TJ's sister before I knew Dennis and TJ, because her sister was married to a radio DJ who really loved the fact that I was in the Golf Association and I ran the Celebrity Pro-Am. So he'd come out there Wednesday morning about 4 o'clock in the morning and he would go, hey look, if there's an opening, I'll take it. He had his golf shoes on, he had his golf bag over his shoulder, he was ready to play. Oh man, he was horrible. But Judy, her sister, was wonderful. Anyway, got to know them, eventually got to know her brother, Al, and then I got to know Dennis.
Baldy.
Boy, I got to know Dennis. Now, the only reason that I finally got Dennis to RSVP for this tonight is because he has this thing. If we go out to lunch, which we do a lot, he has to pay. Or the best I can get out of him is a split check. Now, I didn't hear from him, and fellas kept saying, well, Dennis and TJ coming? Or Dennis and TJ? So I called. I said, Dennis, are y'all coming? Well, let me ask TJ.
Wait. There's more to
And
this.
their house has been an absolute disaster for several months, remodeled. And TJ said, yeah, I got the invitation. Yeah, it's somewhere. The workers put it someplace. I'll find it. But yeah, we'll go. And I said, are you sure? And he says, I'm not. I'm really not. I said, okay, I'll find it. Here's what's going to get you to come. I'll split the check with you. He jumped in there on that. And he said, no, we're not coming. Anyway. Two people I really love. David and Peggy. They're Brayburn friends from way back. David was president of the club when I got, unfortunately, elected to the board. One of the two biggest mistakes I ever made in my life. However, we fulfilled it. He was a great president, great mentor. And the best thing about David was, and Peggy, they had 5 kids. 6. Oh my word, see, I keep losing.
I had one
6
recently.
kids, boys and girls, they're all over the place. And I think out of 6 of them, I know, we went to 5 of their weddings. And we had no weddings of our kids. And then we had, the first one was coming up. What do I know about what's a groom? I've got 3 boys. What is a groom's husband or husband and wife? What are we supposed to do? So I went to the master, the guy who knows it all. I said, David, my first son is getting married. What does the father of the groom do? And he went, oh man, that's just slam dunk easy. He says, you just stand there with a smile on your face, and you say, "Yes, dear," with your checkbook open. It's easy. And he was right. He was totally right.
Wait a minute, hold this one down a little bit.
Jim and Ann, oh God, I love her. Unfortunately, he comes with her. I'm sorry. Yeah, we played 1,000 rounds of golf. We've gone fishing 1,000 times and caught maybe 2. We have drowned more shrimp than anybody has ever eaten. Yeah, we've been overserved a couple of times. Yeah, we've done it.
Well,
This former judge, he is 2-year Barkley. Everything he attempts and gets into is 2 years. But he has got a track record that would be envious of anyone. When he takes over something, by the end of 2 years, it's a huge success. But he's bored, so he just dumps it. He sells it, he gives it away, he closes it, he doesn't care. I'm done, I'm going to something else. He's done that his entire life. He did.
I thought only my wife knew that.
Wait a minute. He and his mother-in-law, Ann's mother, Ruth, just a wonderful lady. They got into they were doing costume jewelry, I think, cufflinks and tie-tacks, and he says, Ruth, I got a deal. There are 2 boxcar loads of this stuff, and we can get them for almost nothing. We're gonna clean up.
Your money.
Well, about a year later, where are they? They're in the bottom of Galveston Bay. He just pushed them off the end of the railroad track. I'm done.
No more.
Anyway, we've had so much fun. It's criminal. Now, this is Gabe. Oh, and this is Amy. He has been just absolutely wonderful. He has been one of those people who, he graduated from Sharpstown High School. Boy, that's not what you want to put on your resume. But his mother says, "You're going to school." He goes, "Okay." So he goes to HCC for, what, a couple of months? Yeah, and he finally went to her and he says, "Mom, I'm sorry. This is a waste of time. I'm gonna go make some money." Has he done well? What a nice choice. And this being the mother of our only granddaughter. Thank you, Amy. It's wonderful. The Marble Stones, Susan, Howard. Howard, what can I say?
Nothing. Nothing would be better. I want to go to
Howard.
lunch. I want to go to lunch with Dennis. He picks up the check.
There's nobody on this planet has had their fingers in my mouth more than Howard. Yeah, what a dentist. Yeah, what a dentist. And Susan was his office manager and whip cracker forever. So whatever success he had, which was very good, it was due to Susan. Because,
Right.
truth be known, he would have been sailing every day. He would not have been pulling teeth. Now, he got on my nerves a little bit because he would always have these sailboats. They were big. He can't sail them by himself. He has to have a crew. Howard, if you really like sailboats that much and sailing, buy a little sunfish. You know, little 10-footers, and sail your butt off. But don't be calling me to come out that Sunday morning and help you crew. Craig and Gail, she puts on the most unbelievable Christmas open house. She just slaves for weeks decorating that house. It's just absolute. Well, maybe you hired that at. I mean, their house is just incredible for this open house. And yeah, I've known Craig since I was on the board at Tradition Bank, since the later 70s, 80, whatever it was. It's too far gone. And we had a little problem at the bank, and we ended up having the police and one thing and another. And it was the board's decision to promote Craig. I don't know, he was head teller or something. And we decided he would make a good president. So we elevated him, and my word, that is the absolute best decision the board of that bank ever made. It has just been the most successful business venture I have ever been involved with. And it's this individual who's responsible for it. Unfortunately, yeah. Point of fact is, he'd like to just go ahead and go up to Brian and sit on the 40 acres that he's got up there, but he can't do that. Not yet. He will later. Phyllis's sister, we had the most incredible vacation. What was it, a year and a half ago? Whenever was it?
A year ago, exactly a year ago.
Exactly a year ago. I got to take Phyllis, Elaine, a cousin from Minneapolis, to Colorado. And we drove Colorado and Utah. And she was one of the founding members of the Three Posers. If anybody is on Facebook, you know the Three Posers, and she's one of the founding members. Although every time I take a picture of her with my phone, I had to go buy a new phone. Rid of that. Hated it. That's the way it goes. Anyway, Greg, thanks. Yeah, I forgot what you said. It was easy too. Isn't my sister Gretchen? She's younger than me. Lucky.
Well, everyone accused me of being a bully,
What?
especially to my younger brother and his friends. But the reason I was a bully is because he bullied me. And that's the truth.
And I believe.
That's right.
It's always been my fault. Anyway, in high school, she was a cheerleader.
And I wasn't.
She was a head cheerleader.
She, huh? Yeah. She
Thank
was.
you.
I mean, if you read the Bandera, remember Bandera Wynn, her name comes up an awful lot. She would like to forget that part of her life. Why, I'm not so sure. Everybody loved her.
Yeah, she sent me a birthday card one year, and she said, "You know what I like about you? You open it up and it says, you were never a cheerleader." Great birthday card.
Well, it's my sister Judy, and she's the oldest. I'm sorry.
And absolutely
It happens.
youngest looking.
Somebody has to be.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
what I thought.
Point of fact is, we didn't really know Judy too well growing up. I mean, she was there, and then
And she
her
was
sophomore
gone.
year in high school, she went to San Antonio to high school and finished up there. Then she went to Colorado and went to Fort Collins. And the best recollection I have is a friend of mine and I decided we would drive to Fort Collins and pick her up at the end of the this one semester, and her dogs and her stuff in the car, and we'll drive her back. And we went up there, we had $20 between us when we left Bandera, and it was June, for God's sake, and we had short sleeve shirts. We got to Denver and decided, well, let's go to Rocky Mountain National Park.
Not in June.
We were the last car through that gate, and they closed the gate behind us. By the time we got to the top, it was snow. It was a blizzard. And we finally got through that, went down into the town down there, and we had no place. We had $20. Well, by that time, we probably only got 15. And it took a day and a half to get there. And then we slept in the car and got arrested. Who would know that there's a town ordinance? You cannot sleep in your car in the city limits. Motel owners, they got that thing done. Anyway, we finally picked them all up, all their stuff, There wasn't, you couldn't throw a BB in that car. And we decided we're coming back, let's go to the top of Pikes Peak. Well, my mother had this little Mercury Meteor. It was not a very powerful car. And we started up Pikes Peak, and we got about 200 yards, and that car would not go another foot. And we said, well, it was an idea. And we U-turned and we came down, and that was the end of Pikes Peak. But we tried. Really good neighbors, wonderful, Rick and Cindy.
Since the beginning of time.
This is scary.
Oh, we're talking.
This is really scary.
These are the only other originals on our street. They built when we built, and they've been there and they stayed there. If they left, I'd burn my house down and run, but they're still there. She has retired as of this year as a school nurse, and she's looking forward to all of her
Playing with
free
Lewis.
time. You're right, there aren't any of that. But anyway, they've been great, and Rick and I have probably had some of the most engaging, I will have to say engaging discussions, religious and otherwise, on my back porch. And we have always left with the, we will agree to disagree. We will not fight about it, but we can vigorously discuss it. And we've done that, haven't we?
That's right.
Yeah, for sure. Ann Lesh, I've known Ann for ever. Grew up in River Oaks, you would never know it. I mean, she's poor white trash. No, not exactly. She just happened to marry, her husband couldn't be here tonight. He is the head of the biology department at HCC, and he teaches a Wednesday lab class and could not find a son. Huh. That's his fault.
Bad.
Anyway, Tommy and I grew up in the same crib, or very nearly. I've known him longer than anybody I've ever known in my entire life. And I knew him way before Ann. I knew Ann before she was Mrs. Lesh. It's just been an incredible friendship. They live right outside the gate here at Braeburn Country Club, and we see them an awful lot. We go dancing with them once a month. They do a lot more of that than we do. I'm not into square dancing. They are. She is. And Tommy goes along.
Not true.
Oh, okay, he's the fault. Anyway, they're just two very dear friends. Love them both. I've been in their attic more than I've been. My brother